You hear us? Hi. Well, thanks a lot for Ron and David. And again, I want to thank on behalf of Yael and Anat, who's sitting over here. So Anat, thanks a lot for you too. Okay, of course. And Doreen and Lina and Dina. Dina is around here, or I haven't? No. Not yet. Okay. So let's have a kind of a quick annual assembly of the AYLH for the rest of the 20 minutes ahead of us. Well, the first issue is concerning the next. Well, we are talking. Usually, we talk about history or history manners or subjects. So now we have to think a little bit of what's ahead of us, hopefully, and we need to discuss. I'm not so sure we're gonna present, but I think it's still the floor is open, of course, as Yael is mentioning. So we might consider or consult or to discuss, as I've mentioned, about next year, about the AYLH of 2016, which is I'm sure it's going to be like a great conference. If there's anyone with some kind of an idea or suggestion, so the floor is open. I won't be too political to say that, a politician to say that some guys have approached and discussed these kind of issues, because I don't want to create, although I can, to create the impression of competition, which also raise the affection or this kind of attraction of hosting the 2016 conference. Although, Yael, you would agree with me that it was a full pleasure. A lot of work, but a full pleasure. So if anyone, maybe from some kind of our senior friends and colleagues, might have some kind of suggestions or ideas, so I think this is an excellent time right now. You can vote or raise your hands. Okay. So
nominate others.
yeah. Okay. I can read or mention countries by alphabetic order. So and you can start. I think that Estonia comes with an A, but we can make it for an A. But no, I'm joking. But being serious, I think as James has, we've consulted, of course, with James, and I think that there is, of course, no pressure. So I think, and also according with the AYLH statutes, so the organizing committee of this year's also. I'm not so sure about the last year, but the organizing committee of this year is still responsible for all sorts of issues, but is also responsible in a broader manner of taking care of next year, in the manner of if anyone wants to approach us by email or by any other, even with Facebook. We have a great Facebook page, so if you haven't, give us some kind of a like, so that right now is a great time. So really, so we can approach either to Yael or to me, or to Anat, of course. James, I can also, so James also is a great volunteer, so it's a, so actually, really, so, but I do think that there is some kind, well, that's my opinion anyway, so we have some kind of responsibility for the next generations or the next year conference, so please, we are more than happy to assist or to consult, to give some advices. I'm sure James and other friends, other very good friends, would be happy to assist and to consult and to give some advices. Because I think, really, Yael and I, Yael, if you want to add something, so so I hope I'm speaking also on your behalf. So I think it was a great experience. I've been involved in arranging or organizing all sorts of other academic meeting and much smaller conferences, but I do think it was, although or with all this hard work, I think it was a great experience, and really it is a pleasure to host all of you and to hear all these kind of very interesting discussions and perspectives coming from almost all across the world. So I think anyone who will choose to host the next year conference will benefit a great deal. So almost done with the PR, so maybe Yael has to suggest some ideas also.
I would just say that as half Polish, I would love to visit Poland next year, so thank you. But again, as Omer said, you don't have to decide now. You can protest later. We will be happy to give you any advice, any idea with regard to the content, to the organizing, all the logistical details. So please feel free to approach us. You have our mails. You have the conference's mail. So that's about it.
And we have the bell. Don't forget that. So. Okay, if we'll open the floor for, and maybe if after our very nice, hopefully, PR, so someone will have another suggestion. No, but really, I think there is another, some kind of technical issue. There is an issue, well, it's not so serious, don't be panic or something like that, but there is an issue of there is some kind of an historical, just like that? Okay. Some kind of a historical treasure of the AYLH. James, maybe you are familiar with him, or Sebastian, Sebastian, although we agree that you are the most, no, you're the youngest guy around, but after all, you are still kind of the guy with the experience around. So anyway, there's Dr. Markus Pruch. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. You're familiar with the name, James, or? Okay, so no, he's a real person. I didn't just like. So there's Dr. Markus Pruch. I think he's he is the treasurer of the AYLH, and we have consulted him for a couple of times during this last month because there is a bank account of the AYLH, and we asked for his assistance, especially in the manner of the AYLH website, which is there's a webmaster, an historical webmaster from Budapest, Dr. Gerame, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. So we were assisted a lot by Dr. Pruch actually right now he's from the European Parliament. He's the research administrator for culture and education, so he didn't go so far from legal history after all. But he did kindly ask us to dismiss him in a way, to dismiss him from his responsibility, because he's the guy who's in charge or accountable in the matter of the bank account. And once we want to, for example, just like we had to deliver or to transfer something like 100 euros to our webmaster, so the bank account, which is located, I think, in Frankfurt, they had to see Dr. Pruch approval or exception. So he did ask us to try and to either to find another treasurer, but I think he's suggesting that the General Assembly or the Annual Assembly of the AYLH, which has I think we are all some kind of legal scholars, but I think we have the authority to decide on this matter. So actually right now there's 2,000, right? Okay, so it's like a lottery, but there are 2,375 euros and 49 cents on the account, and of course I'm pretty sure that the next organizing committee won't need this kind of such an amount of euros, but I think this is going to be like a nice gesture that we shall also ask the next organizing committee to use whatever it needs to promote the AYLH website, and to maybe to make it a little bit even more vividly than we try to do that in the last couple of months. And then I think that each and every year the organizing committee can deliver or to give the rest of the money to the next organizing committee, and so on and so on. And I think that if we have something like 2,000 euros, so it's going to last something like 10 years. So hopefully you can all meet in 2025 in Estonia, and then we can, and then the next organizing committee can decide what's going to do. And I do think that it's better for our experience. I think I'm talking on behalf of the Israeli organizing committee. I think that was a bit too much an effort to to contact Dr. Pruch, although he was very kind, actually, as all the German guys around. So he was very kind, but I do think that was a lot of technical issues, and I think that when organizing such a big conference, so taking care of 100 euros, which is, of course, it's not such a small amount, but 100 euros in compared to the other technical or financial issues of taking care of this kind of conference in this kind of scale is not a big deal. So I think we should, so I'm suggesting this also to this kind of decision or proposal to the annual assembly, and I do hope that of course, if anyone has some kind of other idea or suggestion, maybe you can take these 2,000 euros and go outside for a bar later on tonight. So that's also an option. I mean, we have the legal authority. So yes, Sebastian, you can vote right now. So so if someone, maybe if, James, sorry for approaching you once again. So if someone has any other suggestion or idea, of course, we'll be more than happy to consider.
If not, the idea is that this bank account will be closed, and the money will be transferred to the next organizing committee or to our organizing committee until a new one will be appointed, and we will be trustees of the money. Yeah. So if it's except for Anat. So if it's acceptable, I don't know who has the voting rights here. So
I think, well, now let's try.
3 or 4 people that.
Now let's try to be like a much
official
and let's take the emphasis, put the emphasis on the legal part of the AYLH. I think that in accordance with the AYLH statutes, which I've printed to be ready, if someone has some kind of other suggestion, I think that the voting is I mean, the guys who can vote at least on the first suggestion are the guys who are members of the AYLH. James, I'm not so sure there is right now a member. I remember that last year you approached Ramon Piles from Vienna. So
do we have any members?
So
no.
Okay.
This is weird.
The only thing I think your suggestion is a very good one.
Okay, thanks.
It's probably not an issue at all, but the only reason you would need to keep that bank account is because that's where the deposits come in from people who do bother to sign up to the association on
Okay.
the website. I can speak from my experience. There was an absolute nightmare to try and operate the German bank account of a Swiss association in the whole currency. And a Hungarian webmaster in foreign. So anything that we can do to simplify things has my...
Okay. So you would recommend... Sorry? Okay. So, James, you would recommend of closing... I'm not so sure I was following your suggestion. You would recommend of closing the bank account, or you think...
Well, if there is no member of the association...
Sure.
Because what's happened in previous meetings is that
There was...
members of the association agreed that they would accept the vote of everybody in the room because the members of the association were always a minority of those present. Last year, I think we got down to a pitiful 2 people.
Yeah.
But if in fact there is no one who is a member, then it seems that we can't actually do anything other than recommend.
Well,
Okay.
that's a legal question.
We'll issue a recommendation.
Yeah. No.
I think we'll issue a recommendation. We cannot vote.
Yeah. So we.
We'll issue a recommendation from this organizing committee.
No, but the issue is, well, that's kind of a... Well, we have to admit that this is a very interesting legal question because... because...
we're not sitting here for more than...
no, I mean, the clock is ticking, but... so maybe you can decide, at least for Dr. Pruch, for example. I mean, we can decide on...
Let him go.
Well, I would certainly recommend that we substitute someone else's treasurer.
Okay.
Probably...
From Belgium.
Again, there's a question of authority to...
Yes, so...
I'm sorry to...
No,
it's
don't be
I
sorry
think
at
we'll
all.
contact him and we'll continue consulting with him.
No, but we need some kind of, well, I don't want to make it like a problem, but we need to have some kind, at least, of formal decision or some. So maybe a recommendation. I think it's also.
We don't have anyone to vote here, so.
No, a recommendation. I think it's. I mean, a recommendation is. Yeah, maybe the Belgian guys can consult it a little bit. Sebastian or Martin or Bruno. I mean, you have any kind of suggestion? No, you can take the money to Belgium. That's in the United States. Yeah, but James. Yeah. That's the idea. But no, but James. Maybe we can recommend. I mean, maybe we can have some kind, because I think Ramon is the only member. I mean, is the only guy that I'm in touch with in regard, and he's a member of the AYLH, right? I do recall that last year. Okay, so maybe we can recommend. We're trying to find some kind of a solution. So, yes. Yeah. Okay, sorry.
Actually, I think that also the board could be decided, but as general assembly, we for sure the authority to do it. So I would just say that we should have a vote or unanimity for me to say. If somebody has any objections against that, we as general assembly of the association give the authority to close the bank account and to wire the money to the current organizing committee that then has the power to.
Yeah, I think.
Yes,
Yeah,
I think it would be best.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And maybe if I think that if someone has is kind of has some kind of base for to resist or to reject our decision, so he has if he claims that he has or they have this kind of authority, or so they might try and to dissolve this kind of decision. So I'm well. That's my opinion anyway. So.
The only question is there someone in the room who has any objections? So we should vote about it. I would say stand up. Otherwise, let's decide unanimous to do that.
Yeah. We're not so sure it's going to be unanimous, but let's. Yes. Sorry? כן, נראה לי בשביל הדורות הבאים. צריכים את זה מוקלט? כן, נראה לי בשביל היתר ביטחון.
יכול להיות, אבל אנחנו צריכים לסיים.
כן, אנחנו צריכים לסיים. כן, אנחנו כבר... We're about to finish. Sorry. Yes, Inga. No, you have to pay to be... I mean, the membership in the AYLH depends on... James, correct me if I'm wrong. It depends on paying like an annual fee or a membership fee. So, but I think... Well, but I'm kind of trying to follow Bruno advice, because I do think that the AYLH, the organizing committee, has also a sort of authority, and I think that the annual meeting or assembly has its own authority. So I say let's try and to suggest to put it for vote, and let's see what's. And of course, if there is if someone thinks that's out of
Everything is fine.
everything okay. My legal advice over here. Okay, Yael is
Is there any
okay.
objection? Yes.
Well, in Riga, it was possible to pay membership fee in cash.
Okay. The committee.
Okay.
I think it's a good idea. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll write it all down in an organized manner, and we'll forward it.
Okay.
Okay. So
So-
are there any objections to closing the bank account?
So, assuming that we have, maybe we have that on right, Yael. So as our legal
We have
advisors,
it on
we have
tape.
it on tape, so that's even
So
better.
there is no
okay.
objections.
On the assumption, right? On the assumption that we have that the annual
The
assembly
authority.
has an authority, who's in favor of closing the bank account of the AYLH and transferring the money to the next organizing committee, and of course only for the preparation of the conference, and I think that also for the website maintenance and not for other activity. I think that would be like a decent suggestion. And of course, any money that will be left will transfer to the next organizing committee and so on until we'll meet again in 2025 in Estonia. Yeah.
Okay, so all in favor?
Who's
Aye.
maybe feel kind?
So I think we have a majority.
Don't? Who's again?
Okay,
Nai?
and aye. I think we have the authority. Assuming we have the authority. We thank you all. Do we need to ring the bell or not?
Yeah.
Close the assembly, yeah? So we'll keep the bell until someone claims it.
Yeah, I'll give you the pleasure, of course.
Thank you very much.
As our legal advisor.